ma'am. Emergency. Please step aside, sir.
Hey, get lost. I'm waiting here, huh?
FBI, you might want to stay out of this, all right, sir? Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, please, back off. All right, I need 8 double tall.
And I say, yes.
I think that was Aries preempting me. I think that was Aries preempting me before I could say no and one. That's what that felt like.
Is that what it felt like there, Lanester? Listen, I think the Hot Toys wizard there is saying yes, that there's going to be even more Batmen before the end of this year. Did you guys know that there are now 16, not including the one from today, 16 Batmen up on pre-order on Sideshow for Hot Toys different scheme? Costa, do you believe this?
For 100th anniversary.
No, I do not believe it. It's that's crazy. And I love Batman.
Next D100 is going to be Luke Batman.
Well, that'll be 17, Lane, if you go ahead and do that. 16. Wow. And I'm sure that, I got a couple of batters for this show. And, I decided to go with the second one. Maybe I'll flip it over again later while it's out here, going through the algorithm in the week. But I put in that little thing, guys, that picture that Hot Toys teased from The Flash of all the different bat suits. I don't think we're done, guys, with Batman. And we got a Christian freaking that is Christian Bale suit, right? That looks like the DX19. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like the DX19.
No, it's DX19.
It's the DX19.
Man, guys, you want to talk about? Let me go to Costa. How are you feeling? But listen, baby, you want to talk about more and more announcements, but more uses of molds. I think I've been right.
Oh yeah, you're definitely right. I'm doing great. I've got the blue milk. I've got the nog. I've got the moon tea. I have a Sriracha spritz. I have some spice caplets.
Oh, spice tablets.
Yeah,
I'm trying to hold up everything I got on tap
here. Aries, we are all, and I would have the spotchka, but I couldn't find it. We're fine. I'm like all set out here for tonight. We're great.
Well, listen, I'm sending the Hot Toys buzzard who works for Lane. He's going to send to you some of this new wizard juice here, this great stuff. And of course, I got Joao drink sticks now, Lane, and second brother. Yeah. Joao drink sticks. It's made with Truvia. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway. Tatooine trivia. Good to have you in here, Costa, baby. You got all the drinks on tap. Everybody who's in here, let me know what freaking table you're at. We're at the table with the wizard, but who's at the table, the most dangerous table? Who's at table 66, baby?
I just got to say, for all these Batman coming, it is probably good that third parties are deciding to try and maybe give as many Catwomen, since Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman is in the works, and some head sculpting for Julie Newmar Catwoman 66 looks like it might be getting made too. So, hey, fellas, if you're getting all these Batman and you need some Catwoman to pair with them, or you might have some here that you have to worry about pre-ordering in the next year or two.
Well, I received news from the Hot Toys wizard that not only is the Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, coming, but with a Bruno Mars song in there, Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. They do call me that.
The wizard.
Lane, good to have you in here, baby. It is awesome to have you in here. Last but not least, second brother, what's going on? You got a lot of Batmans to pre-order, baby.
A lot of them, man. I love it. I love it. When I saw that tease with all those, I'm like, damn. Are we gonna get all of those?
Yeah.
You
We gotta have something filled the Star Wars for it because it doesn't seem that Hot Toys remembers. Oh, what's that stuff in the galaxy far away? I'm just kidding, guys. I know I'm in a couple of channels, but have people like where the Star Wars Hot Toys announcements. I'm like, it's only been a month, guys, since they had one. So I mean, they're coming. They're don't
Tonight.
They are coming. Yeah, probably
tonight.
You think tonight?
Yeah,
you hear it here.
Wow.
Leia
Wow. I mean,
Boosh Leia.
Is
tonight.
this El Professoro or the Wizard with this one now? And I say yes. You're right, baby.
Well,
I sure as heck hope you're right. Maybe we'll I don't know. We got something like what would we get tonight though?
Not the N1 though. Not at all. That is not coming.
well,
Leia Boosh. I'm telling you right today.
or do you think, or if they're doing these 100, they did a couple of WB ones. They did the Iron Man. Maybe for Star Wars, they would do a 100 Vader because obviously that's an easy one to do the most for. And they'll make him bionic pink or something like that for the head sculpt and something.
No, Lena, I think they're going to piss you off and give us yet another C-3PO.
How
baby.
rude.
No, or better yet, they'll grace us with that Supreme Leader Snoke that we all have been dreaming about.
You had to mention that, dude. You can't mention that thing. God, you got to bring it up tonight.
I asked for that, man.
Black
You
Chrome
asked for
C-3PO.
Snoke. I just played him.
I know. I asked for that because for Last Jedi, that gives me almost an aneurysm many times. But I do have to say for everybody, it is so good to be here with everybody in the chat.
Yes.
Second brother, pop culture living room, and all the other wonderful guys joining us tonight. But of course, as always, it is awesome to be with the Aries. Of course, he's the TK FOMO helmet wearing, wizard bearding, Cobb Vanth pre-ordering, Pazak playing, galactic son of a gun.
Woo! Woo! And I don't even know if the big damn dog pound is in the cantina tonight.
I hope you catch this because that was for you. That was for you. So
Well,
everybody, it's so wonderful being here with you guys tonight.
Well, Lane, you kind of set yourself up because pizza is actually going to be sending out.
I'm about as big as pizza.
You're delicious.
Ciao, boys.
Well, the sad thing is I did send out for Wingstop for dinner tonight, so I'm kind of feeling as big as Pizza Hut right now.
Hey, did you hear as we're going to fill up? I don't know if you guys know this, but not only is Tamora Morrison obviously coming back as Captain Rex, but he's going to be coming back for Lane's favorite show ever. As I fill up the OG fan when Star Wars was just.
I'm Boba Fett. I'm here to see the mayor. Boba Fett. Do you have an appointment?
Lane, how hard, or second brother, how hard you think it would be to get Boba Fett here? I mean, we get TK FOMO and the Hot Toys Wizard. I think Boba Fett should come on 6 scale Raw. I mean, I think this is more action packed than actually Raw. You know what I'm talking about, baby?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely. We need a Daimyo here to sometimes regulate some things and get a couple of bounty pucks out there for the chat. Make sure things don't get unruly. Yeah.
Come on.
We can have some Fett in the house.
We're gonna have some Fett in the house, and Lane, maybe to your chagrin, the way we're getting all these Batmen, and we're gonna get into that. Maybe we're going to get like that with Fett. That would be great.
Well, all I have to say is, you know what? The one thing that has me even as because after Mando season 3, my hopes for Ahsoka, the Ahsoka series, I lowered my expectations. How I think that's going to play out a little bit there. Also, because they've been saying the movie's going to be Heir to the Empire, and I'm like, you can't have Heir to the Empire without Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade. So please stop calling them that. That's the old man Star Wars fan in me. But the thing
you don't think they'll call them? No, wait. Let me ask you that, there, bro. You set yourself up for that one. You don't think they'll call her Mara Jade?
I don't think she's going to be in it. I don't. I think that this is the last hope for one of my favorite old EU characters, who was the wife of Luke Skywalker. Who, you know, the Emperor's hand. I could see Luke Skywalker not be alone. I could have something at least that happened in his life that he wasn't trying to be a monk, because that's stupid. That's one of the reasons the Jedi got screwed up, is because of the whole not having relationships and not being connected to people. That's supposed to be the whole thing why they lost connection to the Force and stuff. This is my last chance to see, before Luke Skywalker became a sad hobo man, space hobo man on a planet with a bunch of whatever those guys were in ports. You know, it's my last chance to maybe see he was happy for a few years before he tried to murder his nephew.
You know, Lane, the Hot Toys wizard may be a monk. That's all I'm saying. Maximum Rex with the $1.99 drop says, will the wizard pull a Jabba out of his hat? And you have to wonder, Maximum Rex, is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
We can never predict what the Hot Toys is going to do. I mean, there's no way to really think. I mean, there are certain things price-wise we might say are unlikely to happen. But, hey, they've announced Tamura Morrison is supposed to be playing Captain Rex in Ahsoka. So maybe in a flash, I assume in a flashback, because I think by this time he'd be dead of old age. But we actually get to see that character, maybe even only briefly, in live action, at least for once. You know, so that'll be really cool.
Listen, guys, we got a lot to get into. We're going to get into these Batman. We're going to get into the 100th Warner Brothers Batman. We're going to get into the Wonder Woman. We're certainly going to get into some conversation on, reuses of molds that they already have. I know you all want to hear from me. Which one do I like better? The DX2425 or the Mandalorian DX 22-23 Luke Skywalker. We're going to talk about that. We got so much to talk about. We got Six Scale Mafia coming into the house here into a little bit to join us as well. We'll probably have Lael stopping on in here in a little bit. Let's go ahead and dive into all of this. You guys ready? Right now. And what you gonna do when the Dark Jedi and this awesome freaking panel run wild on 6 Scale Raw on you? What you gonna do? Listen, what you gonna do with all of these Batmen that are coming out? And you have to wonder, are we gonna get one more Batman, 2 more Batmans, 3 more Batmans, 10 more Batmans, 20 more Batmans? Listen, there's a huge part of me that says, bring it on, baby. Bring it to me, Howard, because with a lot of this stuff, I've been spilling my damn spotchka and coffee. But let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're going to start off with the second brother. And I'll flash your comments up as we're going ahead and going on and looking at this. But pulling this up onto the screen, second brother, what is your impressions? What is your thoughts on this Wonder Woman 100th Warner Brothers. I dig the way that they're showing the hair and this here. I love the base, but what is your thoughts on this? Were you surprised by this, my friend?
I was surprised that they would bring it out for Disney 100, but to be honest, I'm not impressed.
Go, baby, go.
It's just, you know, I'm trying to like, okay, I'm looking at the costume. It's just, you know, it's look with the Wonder Woman's, all of them pretty much looks the same except some little nuances that are different. Like the like her bands, and I see that her fists are wrapped. There's little different things going on there, but not for me to break my neck for. I have the Batman versus Superman version, and that one pretty much held up well. This really would not make me jump out there to purchase it, to rush it. But I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me, but for now, no. And I can see they turn in, enhance the scope a little bit. They softened it a little bit, but.
Well, it's the same thing. This is the same one that came out, right? Second Brother, or am I missing something here? Except the difference is, it's like pretty good rooted hair. At least it looks like to me, right? Is that the difference you're seeing?
Is that rooted hair or that sculpted hair?
No, it's pretty damn good. No, I think it's rooted, baby.
It's made out of wool too.
It is.
Really?
It's wool. Welcome, Anthony.
Welcome,
Hello,
Anthony. The Six Scale Mafia in the house. Mafia, it's good to see. I haven't seen you in so long, Anthony. You're making me do this, man.
No, it's good. It's good to be here, man. I know you've been busy too as well past couple weeks, and here we are, man. It's good to be here, and hello to obviously everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat.
Well, good to have you in here, my man. Good thoughts there, Second Brother. But yeah, no, I think that this is rooted hair, dude.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's wool.
So Anthony, give us your thoughts on this. What do you think on this, baby?
I think it's pretty cool, man. But there's a lot to unpack here, man. Because on one hand, I think it's really there's something really neat here, and it's the wool hair. So, what does that mean moving forward? You know, that's what I'm more interested in more than her.
Yes.
However, this figure looks great. But at the same time, I feel like it's just the Wonder Woman solo figure again, with the 84 body, the skeleton and the silicone. And it's between that and the Batman, which I'm sure we'll talk about, it's like, it's cool, but I feel like they're just almost reskins, for the 100th. I was hoping something different, but it's cool and it's limited and the RSVP is up. So that happens Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific time.
Well, let me ask you this, Anthony, before I go around the panel, because I do think it's an interesting question here. What do you think the wool rooted hair, this new thing means? Now that they picked the figure we already had, and I heard some comments today. It's kind of a different. Oh well, it's the same figure we got, but rooted hair. But it's pretty damn cool. Are they competing with InArt? I'm going to come right out and say it. Are they getting set? In other words, I'm going to ask you this. When they come out with that Joker, and you know that they're going to come out with the Heath Ledger Joker, do you think now, because they did this today, that they're probably planning on doing it that way as well? Maybe.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think so for sure. This is like we always had the PERS system and DXs, and now we're getting them. Well, now I guess they're SIRs, right? Because they're singles, but we're getting the rolling eyes like with almost everything nowadays, which is actually weird. I'm surprised this one didn't have it. I don't know if they didn't want to like have a piece of that wool on a detached, back of a head to mess with eyes. She'd be perfect if she had rolling eyes, but I digress. I feel like because of the wool, this is a step in a new direction. So I think, like the rolling eyes kind of becoming the norm with everything, I feel like we may be seeing this type of hair moving forward now too, like a new addition, right? Like they're just getting better and better and better. Like I wouldn't be surprised when we get another I don't know. It's down the road, but like 50th New Hope or something, right?
Oh,
maybe they all have hair. You know, like this. I'm just saying. They're. I don't think this is a one and done hair situation.
You know, it's really, really good. I'm going to bounce around the panel. I'm going to go to you, Costa, with this. Uncarded Review says it's good to have everybody in here. And he says they used to use synthetic hair, but this wool should have stayed on the sheep. In Art Wonder Woman is about to drop. Interesting comments in about this here. But Costa, I agree with Anthony. I feel that this may be the start of something new we're going to see, and I think it may be a direct correlation to an answer to in art. But go, baby.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, why would they just do wool on this one? It's a good way to test it out. You're probably going to do with like 1,500 figures worldwide. You know, it's going to get a little bit more attention than a super mass-produced figure. And you know who's really happy? My wallet. My wallet is super happy about today's drops because I don't plan on picking up either of them, even though you know, I do like Wonder Woman and Batman, but I am kind of happy that the limited editions were like reskins instead of, you know, sometimes they'll do a character, you know, that, you know, people want, but is like a tertiary character or whatever in the show or the movie, and that's the only way you can get it, and they only make 300, and you're just like, oh, why do you got to be limited? But yeah, I think I really do think this looks really good, and they did a great job with the hair, and in art, yeah, maybe they'll drop. I mean, have they even, like, I can't remember. I know John was on a recent stream. Was that yours, Mafia? Like,
Yeah.
Was that yours?
Yeah, he was on mine not this Sunday, but last Sunday.
Yeah, and I don't. It doesn't sound like they've committed to certain things now, as you know, after the Joker dropped and them getting ready for these other, you know, figures in production. We don't know 100% if they're going to drop the Wonder Woman. They probably will, but I'm sure the price difference is going to be like tremendous. But again, you won't be able to. Only 300 people in the on Sideshow, you know, are going to be able to have a shot at this. So yeah, I guess what I just said doesn't really matter because this is limited, and in art's not going to be limited, and you'll be able to grab it there. So yeah, don't worry about it, guys. Forget this one.
You know, it's good thoughts there, Costa. Lane, I'm going to go to you because, you know, maybe it's this wool, this new rooted hair. Because I looked at this Wonder Woman, I was like, oh, okay, it's the same one. And the more I was looking at it today, I'm like, you know, I kind of want to get it because I feel like it looks like the best one. And I don't know if it's the hair that's doing it. And, you know, it's a very interesting thing because one thing that my man Jay, Brother Cousins, was bringing up on his DX24, DX25 review with Luke is Hot Toys has been really nailing these hair sculpts. They almost look real. But if they're going to start doing this, Lane, and the way that she looks right here, this is unbelievable. And I wonder what the price point is going to be. But I mean, look at this. It looks like it's a photo out of a freaking, you know, portrait album, Lane.
Yeah, it's, well, I mean, see, the good thing is it is literally just the Wonder Woman 84 body with a new head. But I think the hair really does make a difference for this. Now, I prefer sculpted hair over rooted hair. Like, that's just a personal preference for mine. So if I was going to get one, I would just get the Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, they do. I guess that's one thing with this. It doesn't have the purse that a lot of, you know, newer Hot Toys are having for the eyes. That, I mean,
but neither does the Lane does the one with the sculpted hair, right? Or
yeah.
I'm missing something.
No, but I meant, for me, that's a take it or leave it thing. I never really use the purse eyes on any ones that I have. So to me, I think that's nice that they're doing it, but that's not a make or break thing for me when I purchase a figure. Like, I got Wenwu. You saw me showing that off. I don't care that guy didn't have purse eyes because it's Tony Leung shrunk down into a 6 scale figure, basically with head sculpt. I really like how this one's like. This one would actually possibly tempt me to do this. And we already know, even if it is really pretty much just reusing, like, I don't know, if they had extra bodies lying around from the Wonder Woman 84, we know that the body and everything designed to that figure is supposed to be relatively good. So, there's no concern with that or anything. I think this looks like it's going to be a nice figure. Of course, we're into collectibles. This is a collectible. Being they're only going to have 300 in the US you can get. Now, am I worried everything's going to crash and burn on Sideshow's website like the Iron Man 100 did, which caused all kinds of consternation? Between this and the Batman, I think this is by far the more desirable. I mean, literally, for that 84, what was the one weapons people wanted to have with it? Sword and shield, the God Slayer and everything. This gives that to you. You basically, I mean, you get similar bodies. So if you don't, if you pick this up and you have the Wonder Woman 84, and maybe you get annoyed by the hair or something like that, very easy. You just remove the head sculpt and put on the sculpted one, and boom,
Yeah, but dude, really I don't know who. I mean, no,
it's gonna be over $300. It's gonna be over $300 though.
Yeah, I'd be very interested, Lane, to see the price. And my second brother, I'm going to go back to you. So now that you've had a chance over the last several minutes here to kind of digest this new type of rooted hair, what does it change at all for you? Are you thinking about this? What's your
okay, I would say by the hairs being rooted, and for me, I mean, it actually fooled me for a minute to think that it was sculpted.
I know.
So me seeing it rooted, I may, chances of me hitting the Rsvp and getting it is nil to none, but I just did it anyway, just to see if Hot Toys is firing that shot back across the bows, like, hey, we're the ones that's the king of the hill here. You guys can do rooted hair, we can do it too. So if that type of thing is going on, and that's good for competition, keeps us on our toes. But after that revelation that is rooted hair, I take a gamble on it. If I'm lucky to get the Rsvp, I'm like, okay, cool. If I don't, oh well. I mean, it really doesn't hurt either way. But I really would like to see the quality of it in hand.
Yeah, me too. I think I'm gonna RSVP one this too, second brother. I just, yeah, it's interesting. Boba Fettuccine says, Mafia, is Sideshow not doing that random raffle thing again this time around? I think they are, right? Aren't they?
I think it's a lottery.
Well, I don't know the direct event per se. All I know is the RSVP link was out. I RSVP'd to it, and it's going to be on Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
When you got to be looking for it.
So, well, I don't know if you have to be looking for it or not, because I clicked the RSVP. Like, some people got it on emails. There's a direct link that you can click on. And
you can't find it on the page. You have to get it.
Yeah. So I don't know if you just you click the RSVP, you log in, of course, RSVP into your account. And then what happens Friday at 2 p.m.? I feel like you're just going to get a random email. I don't know. I just know they said that's what it says in the email on the 9th at 2 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be up. And they didn't say, they said 1,500 worldwide. They didn't specify their allotment. So I'm assuming it's 300, but I don't know.
Anthony, let me ask you this, because I feel like maybe this could be a good thing too, but I don't know, because Rod says we'll be dead by the time InArt releases their Wonder Woman at this rate. Let me ask you this: if the price on this, because Lane said he was real curious to see what the price is. I am. If they start competing with InArt, could it be better? Do you think there's going to be a price war? Because you see some of the prices on some of the Hot Toys figures coming out, and of course some of the ones like with the Bat Cycle, you're seeing the price tag over $600, this or that. You're seeing some of the prices of the InArt ones. I think it's going to get very, very interesting. Just figure like this figure, or a figure like the upcoming Aragorn. to one that's comparable. Do you think that besides just battling between hair and which figure is superior, that there's going to be a price battle? Hey, which one's cheaper for collectors? Because at the end of the day, that's going to be something people are going to look for too, right?
Well,
Price.
yeah, of course people are going to want, everybody wants to save money where they can, but there's some that just won't care, whether they're just completely loyal to Hot Toys or maybe they're just jumping on the InArt wagon, whatever one you prefer, right? In this case, okay, yeah, InArt's gonna make a Wonder Woman. They've said it, but who knows when that's gonna be? That could be 2 years from now, 3 years from now. I don't know, right? So the only caveat to this is a limited one, right? So it's not like it's just going to be up there all the time for anybody to go and, pre-order and lock in. So, but it's expensive. I mean, this is going to be about $430 on Sideshow. So it's not a cheap figure because it's equal to $330 right now in US dollars. But that's before the 30% Sideshow markup, which is going to be another $100. So she's probably going to drop it like 430, 420.
Wow.
And to put in context, the D100 Iron Man, the Mark 7 Silver Centurion colored one, is 400 even.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was an Iron Man. Yeah. So I don't know, Mafia. I don't know if it's going to be that expensive, but I could see it 375.
Well, that's
the
the
whole
Hong Kong
hair
price. That's listed already. So at 30%, like Sideshow does, we're looking at, she's $330 in Hong Kong. That's the price. So
wow,
Sideshow's not going to sell it at that price. They're going to put their 28, 29, 30% mark. You know what I mean? So either way, it's going to be like $400. I'm sure. Like that'd be the first time that they didn't do their markup. So that wouldn't make sense. Plus the exclusivity of her.
So what makes it that? What makes it more expensive? Is it this new rooted hair, or is it more because hey, it's limited to 1,500? That's why it's.
I think both right now. Because let's say this is what I'm like. Again, this is what I mentioned earlier. This is what I'm so excited about is the fact that they're doing the wool hair. I'm hoping that's gonna become a normal thing moving forward, right? But obviously that means the price is going to go up. So I think Costa mentioned it earlier. This may be like them kind of testing the waters with this particular figure also in the event that it's the 100th. So they can couple that in with the exclusivity to really bring the price a bit more, right? And on both fronts right there, right? So I don't know. I think it looks great though. I RSVP'd. We'll see what happens. I mean, if we get it, we get it. I think I RSVP'd for the Iron Man and Bupkis. I didn't hear a word. It was crickets. So as far as exclusivity is concerned, I think it's cool. But you really have to look at it like a no half measure, right? Because on one hand, I was like, everybody wanted exclusivity, right? Everybody wants some more exclusive stuff. Not everybody, but a lot of people were saying that, And we're kind of seeing that happen more and more lately. And then people are like, oh, no, I don't want that. I want to be able to get it. And I'm like, well, which one is it? Because it's kind of cool to have exclusive stuff. I agree. But at the same time, some things I felt were needed, like that stealth suit cap, that 2.0 stealth suit cap. I felt like that was a needed upgrade from the original stealth suit. And that was like unobtainable, which I thought was kind of weird. That was the Shanghai exclusive. This I could understand because we just got the 84. It kind of is almost the same figure of sorts, minus the hair and the new base. Doesn't feel like this was warranted as an upgrade, right? Like the stealth suit cap was an upgrade, and I felt, damn, that was kind of locked behind an exclusive. That's that's just semantics, man. That's whether or not you feel that that's fair or not. But
well, I feel like
she's good.
I feel like that they're doing that, Anthony. And Costa, I'm going to let you get the last word on this one before we get to the Batman. I think Mafia was bringing up another great point there at the end is they are reusing some of these figures, reusing molds. Some of them get, the different paint apps, because, we're going to talk about it later in the show. But some people still didn't realize because they're like, hey, which one do I like better? boy, the Bespin Luke is awesome. That DX24, DX25. Man, the Mando Luke Skywalker is awesome. The DX22 and 23. It's actually the same damn head sculpt. So you want to talk about with different paint apps. So you want to talk about reusing tooling, reusing molds. They're doing this, baby. They just did this one here, but they gave you different hair. But this is a classic example. Now they're only making 1,500, but they're going to probably make some good nickel with this, with the price that they're charging for it, baby.
Smart business. I mean, I know people complain about reusing this and reusing that, but in the end, they're a business. If you have the molds, if you have all the stuff, if the figure, if there are characters out there, like look at the clones, a lot of the same molds, and you just band them differently. But that's good business. We might not like it, at times. I personally don't care. Like I'm fine with them reusing stuff as long as it comes out to be a totally different character. And normally even with the clones you have the different battalions, the 501st, the Coruscant Guards, you have all those, and this Wonder Woman, you're pretty much paying for that hair, and that, I like it. It looks good. It's reusing is not a big deal to me. So all of you guys that have a problem with it, get over it.
What you gonna do with that? Good stuff there. You guys are watching 6 Scale Raw, the return of 6 Scale Raw. We're off here for a couple of weeks. Please go ahead and smash that like button right now. Look, we got 130 in here. Just take a few seconds and hit the like button on the video. I do appreciate it. Let's get those likes up all the way to 130, baby. And listen, while you're hitting that like button, don't forget to subscribe to these guys. I got the link to all of them within the video description below. We've got Pop Culture Living Room within the video description below. Make sure you show him the love, Costa. Subscribe to him if you're not already. Same thing with my man, Anthony, the 6 Scale Mafia. Make sure you subscribe to him. And as soon as we get Lane and the second brother to get their channels up, we could get there.
Someday over the rainbow, skies are gray.
Wait, Lane, quit your day job. I think you could go on American Idol or
the next second coming of Willie Hong maybe is the worst singer ever. But yeah, let me do a shout out to the chat here just real quick, Aries. So I see right now we are sitting at 48 likes. Let's get up to 100 before the end of the stream. If we do, I will do a giveaway for a 6 Scale Cantina 1-month membership if we get to 100.
Lane makes us.
I'm calling the shot now.
Coffee,
so we got plenty of time, everybody. It'll be at the end of the show before we say goodbye tonight. But let's see if we can make it up there. I know we did last time. So well, let's do it.
You have to wonder, is this what they call Lane?
They call him the Wizard.
Well, if I can put it like this way, at my work last week, we did pictures. It was supposed to be actually I had the whole light set up. It was supposed to be the theme of a yearbook. So we all got pictures taken. We had to do one kind of sitting pose and one action pose. And then we had to provide a blurb that would go under our picture. If we didn't write it, the manager.
Is this your high school yearbook you're talking about?
Yeah. So it was supposed to be, that was the whole theme for it. So there's a physical and digital copy. I'm currently in my desk. So I did sitting pose, and then I just did Hulk Hogan circa 1987, doing the finger point and everything. And basically my line was, what you gonna do, viruses and computer problems when IT department comes and destroys you? And that was my line. Shows I went too much wrestling back when I was a little kid.
Playing with that, I think we have to fill up table 2 because we have all kinds of celebrities that sit in there. And with that, let's fill it up, baby.
Coffee regular. Love it.
That's breast milk.
Boy, that's my reaction every time that I sit there and watch the blue milk scene or watch Luke Skywalker fade away into nothingness. That's my reaction. That's good, Aries.
Well, listen, speaking about fading into nothingness, Costa, there are 16 Batmans, not including this. 16 different SKUs for Hot Toys of Batman up on Sideshow. It is absolutely insane. And today we get a Warner Brothers 100th with this here. And I believe that this is, like we talked about backstage, the DX19, which I have behind me here. That you're talking about reusing tooling like they're doing. But dude, this will be 17, even though it won't be there obviously long. It's just another version. And obviously from what they tease, Costa, I think we're going to get a lot of Batman in. But here we are with yet another Affleck. I mean, not Affleck, another Bale, another Christian Bale. Again, you want to talk about reusing molds. Goodness gracious, guy. What do you think about
there's too many Batmans when we can't even keep the actors straight anymore?
We got backstage too.
Oh, thank you. Backstage. And before you answer that, Costa, bringing in the 1/6thScaleMan, Lael. What's going on, my friend?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Good to have you in here, baby.
Yeah, sorry I'm late, bro. Like I said, work takes over, so it's always a thing. So it's gonna be a late call for me Monday. Mondays are always my latest days, man. But thanks for having me.
Well, always good having you in here, my man. We're gonna go to you next on a couple of thoughts, and we're just finished with Wonder Woman. We're going to Batman, but go ahead, go Costa. Wanted to say hi to Lael. Great to have the 1/6thScaleMan in here, but your thoughts on this, baby? That's a lot of them, dude.
Hi, Lael. How's it going?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
I really like. I don't like the color scheme. I don't think it fits with this figure. We're used to, the Dark Knight. I'm just so used to seeing it in all black. And if they were gonna, change this color scheme to like the blue with like light gray, why not go all the way and add the yellow to like the logo on the chest? Should have been changed. I don't know. I'm just gonna say that I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but Bale is not my Batman, so it's okay.
Me too.
I said my wallet is okay. My wallet feels he's had what? Yeah. He's overjoyed with this Batman. So if it was another Keaton, like they had, as much as I hate like limited editions, because I'm limited editions to me, I don't have anybody like to show off to. My family's not going to be like, oh, is that Batman that you got there? Oh my God, is it limited? That's amazing. Nobody's going to give a shit in my family about limited edition. If they would have done that blue and gray suit in the armory from the Flash movie from Keaton's Batman, I think that would have been cool. And I hope we still get that. Yeah, this is a pass for me. I'm a Keaton West guy, so anyway.
No, good thoughts. It's very, very interesting. 1/6thScaleMan again. Welcome in here, brother. I can certainly share your thoughts on Wonder Woman, but we've pivoted to this here. We're getting a lot of Batman, dude. And honestly, I was at work. I saw that you went live to talk about this earlier today, and I didn't get a chance yet. You know that I'll bounce down there once in a while when I see you, but I couldn't today. But what are your thoughts, man? Not to have you regurgitate back from there, but dude, we have 16 Batman right now. I was bringing this up on pre-order, and I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm just saying it as a fact. There are 16 SKUs for Batman up right now for Hot Toys, and I don't think we're done from the Flash movie and what they teased, and perhaps with some other stuff. But what's your thoughts on this? You're happy with this comic book inspired Batman? Go, baby.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because the one thing is that I don't want to regurgitate what's already been said, and I don't want to really regurgitate the negatives. I took a positive approach for this on the show. And the positive is the attempt. And what I mean by that is look, this may not be for us or for individuals who, love Batman or like they have their picks on who they think is the better, but there is a market for this. There are individuals out there that will basically pick this up. What I basically said earlier was, instead of everybody flooding Hot Toys in the post with a whole bunch of negatives about, well, I don't like this, or this is terrible, or why this, and there's a way to approach it. Even if you don't like it, be like, look, I appreciate the attempt, because here's the thing, there's opportunity going forward for them to take other IPs, other comic concept IPs, and attempt to kind of like mainly gauge that. If you want a comic concept Iron Man, instead of always getting the same Mark 5 or Mark 6 or Mark whatever, you could inspire to give us more of a comic accurate version of that figure. You can give us a comic accurate version of Black Widow, comic accurate version of even a Superman. You can actually give us a Henry Cavill with an updated or a throwback Superman suit, comic more accurate. You can do those things, tap into that opportunity with the modes that you already have if you want to try something new. So I appreciate the fact that they are making that attempt. Is it comic accurate? No. If they wanted to basically do it and make it more comic accurate, the belt would have been yellow and the emblem would have been yellow. Just black. I think you kind of cheated yourself there. But there's opportunities going forward, to give us something like that. And I think that it would work better if you basically have, I have to go back to Wonder Woman, because again, innovation, competition breeds innovation. You have InArt, who basically came out with their version of, the Joker. They gave us the rooted hair, and it's excellent. In my opinion, it's amazing. I have both. It's amazing. So here comes Hot Toys, who decided to give us a Wonder Woman 100th anniversary, but they gave us that version with the wool hair. I appreciate that, because it's innovation.
It looks amazing, bro. Exactly. It does look amazing.
Competition breeds innovation. Same here. It's not so much innovation, but it is an attempt to give us something completely different. So I appreciate that. Is it for me? No, because to be quite honest, there's two other figures that they could have picked if they wanted to give us the comic concept or the comic accurate version. It could have been, in my opinion, the Batman Begins figure, because that's the closest, that I would actually say. And on top of that, while you're doing it, give us a 3.0. Or you could give us, like a lot of people were talking about earlier, the BVS Batman. That one basically would have been a decent version to give us a gray suit, to give us a blue cowl, to give us the blue cape, to basically give us a yellow emblem. That would have been a better, especially if you're giving us Wonder Woman, it'd have been a better chance to get that. It would have made more sense. But again, it is what it is. I look at the positives at the simple fact that at least they're trying something new. I just hope that they continue on and maybe pick better figures, better representation where it makes sense. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because this, to me, it kind of really doesn't make sense with this suit, with this iteration. Because if I think about it, yes, I have the DX19. It is a decent looking suit, but I prefer Batman Begins, because that's closely related to 89 to me. That it looks more like an 89 suit, and I love that version. But again, we have the DX19. So this was an interesting choice. Like, why they chose this route, I don't know. But I just think that they could have did something different. But I applaud the simple fact that they did, take chances. They took a risk, because I was talking to a few people that are getting it, that were excited about this. Whereas there are some people that don't like it. There are some people that do. So again, they must have did something right at that point. Not for me. That Wonder Woman is definitely for me. Hopefully I get a chance to get that piece, because I love it.
We've had people that RSVP'd that, during the show here. As we're just all talking about it, because it is, at least if the prototype pictures hold up to that Wonder Woman, man, it looks, because I was talking about it with Second Brother was saying, he goes, wait a minute, that's not sculpted hair, because it does look like it's sculpted.
No.
It looks that good if it can come out that way.
It's definitely not sculpted. But I just basically think, like I said, scale back. And if you want to approach the situation, instead of us always jumping on the Hot Toys page, jumping in the chat or jumping in like the or leaving messages or, you know, leaving comments about this is shit. What are y'all doing? This, that, and the third. They expect that. And what I mean by they expect this to receive negative press. They don't respond to that. If you take a totally different approach and are like, you know what? I appreciate the effort. Let me make some suggestions. This is a figure, or this, maybe try it with this figure. Or can you give us like a comic accurate version of this figure? I think that would basically bode well. It would work better. I think it's a better attempt. Instead of basically being negative, take a more positive approach. Even if they don't respond to you verbally, they are listening. And the reason why I say they're listening, because they gave us a damn comic concept accurate of the DX19. Or it's not accurate, but they tried to give us a comic concept of it. It was an attempt that was made. They're listening, but it's how you take that approach, how you approach them to get the response that you want. That's all I'm saying.
No, really, really good thoughts there, Lael. And you guys are all watching 6 Scale Raw. What you gonna do with this Batman? You're gonna RSVP it. You're not gonna RSVP it. But Lael, Anthony, Lael makes some good points in finding. I feel like that I do feel like there should be kudos for these attempts. You know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and trying to be innovative. And I think that they're doing really, really well. And obviously we talked about in art earlier. Competition, it iron sharpens iron, and I think it benefits all collectors. What is your thoughts on this? What did you think when it first came out? Is this something you're getting? Let's get your take.
No, but I'm not a Bale fan, and
you don't.
There's two sides. I know, right? It just wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not a fan of the Dark Knight trilogy, so. But there's two sides to this too, though, right? Like, on one, I agree with everything that Lael just said, but on the other hand as well, because the way I look at it is like, it's cool. You want to make comments. I like to say stuff. You're like, hey, cool, this is great. Like when you see it, I don't see the point of people ever being like, oh, this is shit, blah blah blah. Like that doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything. I think it's really weird though. Like it's not. I don't think it fits this suit, regardless of whether or not I like Bale or not. I love that suit. I like the blue and gray, that classic. I guess I just kind of reiterate what Lael says. I appreciate the attempt, but this one's definitely not for me. On the other side, it's that as a collector, and they're saying, okay, this is 100-year anniversary Warner Brothers. I would have liked to see like a couple other figures that aren't so new. Well, I guess Dark Knight's not that new, but I almost feel like these are just rehash figures. That's a DX19 kind of repainted. The Wonder Woman's the 84 sort of. It would have been cool to see like a 2.0 Christopher Reeves or
Linda
that's
Carter.
just
Linda
Linda
Carter would have been baby.
So again, I think that's a fair criticism. I feel like these are just kind of reskins of sorts, and that's cool for people who want to get them. I like that Wonder Woman. I'm not gonna lie, just because of the wool hair. I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. I dig that. I like what they're doing. Hopefully they do that moving forward. But yeah, for this Batman, this one's gonna be a pass for me. Yeah,
it's
for sure.
It just feels like they're, again, like. If I'm a company, right, and I'm thinking about it, like 100th anniversary, within 100 years of Warner Brothers, and then you have basically this IP, you have the DC IP. Honestly, to be quite honest, bro, like for me, Superman started it all. Christopher Reeves, for me, started it all. Seeing that on screen, for the very first time, from Superman 1 to Superman 2, which Superman 2 is my favorite superhero film of all fucking time. So I love it. Even the wackiness of the simple fact that, again, you go back and look at the special effects, it's not there. But I remember watching Siskel and Ebert when they showed that trailer for the first time. And when Superman threw Zod at that Coke machine, I was like, yo, I am all in. I loved it. You know what I mean? So again, the opportunity to give us a Christopher Reeves, bro, that would have been so dope. Now, licensing issue aside, it might have been a problem that they couldn't give us a Linda Carter. You know, maybe that could be the issue. Maybe her likeness is there's an issue with that. But if you are able to get the likeness and if you fight to get it, if they would have did, bro, I guarantee you, if they would have did both of those today,
whoa, dude,
broke the internet. People would have been so hyped, bro. Like literally, Thursday would have been a travesty because if you couldn't get your hands on it, people would have been crying, literally.
Yeah, and I don't know, Lael and guys, they maybe could still do it. Wouldn't that be funny if I think they could probably it would be interesting if they actually did that. Maybe they are going to do that. That would be phenomenal.
It's all year. WB 100 is the whole year anniversary. Same thing with the Disney 100. So they could drop anything at any time.
Yep.
They dropped those pretty cool. I mean, they're Cos babies, but
they
dropped that Tom and Jerry, which is kind of cool in the Superman, gear. I mean,
I looked at those too. Sometimes those are a sign, Anthony, right? Of maybe things to come.
I just mean they don't necessarily even have to that point. They don't really even have to do DC, right? Warner Brothers has a ton of properties of stuff that we would like. But if we're staying in the realm of DC, then I would like that. Well, that would be cool too. I just mean in general though, right? Like if we're gonna stick with Wonder Woman and Batman or whatever, or DC, Christopher Reeves is needed. I think that's it needs a 2.0 real bad.
Well, J&D just said, "Hey, guess what? We may have your Christopher Reeves, but you got to give us $3K for it." So,
Lael, I don't know, baby. You mentioned Christopher Reeve, Linda Carter. Is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
Bro, like, man, because people, how many conversations have people been having about it? Like, another Christopher Reeves, bro. Like people are still basically trying to get it, on a different market. The markup on it is extremely high.
I just got one. You know that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So people are still trying to get it. And even, with that, bro, it still holds up. That Christopher Reeve still holds up. It is still an excellent piece to have in your collection. But having a 2.0 definitely would be the way to do it. I think it would make sense. You know what I mean? I definitely would drop whatever to get it. You know what I mean? Because that, to me, it's just, again, like Mafia said, it was an interesting choice for them to pick this suit out of all the suits that you could have picked.
I know, right?
You picked this one, and I'm like, wait a minute, wow, like why? Like what was the reason for it? But I see the attempt, and I respect that. So I'm not going to approach it in a way where I'm being like, yo, this is some bullshit, it's crap, whatever. No, I see the attempt. It just doesn't work for me. I have the DX19, so I'm safe.
The brother cousins, who knows? Maybe the space pimp will pop in. You never know. It's kind of busy tonight. Brother cousins, toy reviews. Jay in the house says, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe to everybody in here, including Brother Cousins. Always the link to Jay, Brother Cousins toy reviews in the video description below. Second brother, speaking of Brother Cousins. All right, you heard a lot here, second brother. What is your thoughts on this 100th Warner Brothers Batman, baby?
Not to rehash what everyone has said about it thus far. The color scheme could have been different. I could see where they were going, and like I have to piggyback on my brother Lael. Like, why did they pick this suit? And why they pick this suit? And then you have, I think this would have been a little bit more fitting for Keaton, actually. If they did this would have been a little bit more fitting for Keaton. With the color scheme, that would have worked out. That would have worked out well. But with this suit, it looks kind of awkward.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very, very awkward. I see where they were going, what they were trying to do, but the the color just didn't. Maybe it's the lighting. Maybe it's the lighting. It's something that you had to see in hand. But the color of the suit, the blue, the silverish blue, along with the gray, it just looked weird to me. It just looked weird. But I'm not going to sit there and smash like what Lael said. The effort, like, hey, do something different all day. Like he said, Linda Carter, Reeves would have knocked it out the box. Definitely would have knocked it out the box. And that is the Christopher Reeve Superman is a personal grail of mine. Because just like what Lael said, man, that movie started it all. I could just remember the thing I remember about Superman the most is when that earthquake happened and he found Lois, and that scream that he gave.
Yeah,
that scream that he gave.
Yeah,
that was just like it. You can't, it's a movie, but it touches you because that is a scream that you hear that you definitely lost somebody. That was like hard hitting and real. And that from that film, that's the biggest thing I remember from that. But hopefully we pray and just throw some salt outside or something to try to get that 2.0 of Reeves going. Hopefully that happens. But as for this figure, it's strange. It's like sometimes it just make you think. It's not bashing Hot Toys. It's just like, okay, where they decision making coming from? Because like, well, this is almost like the Taco Bell with the Chihuahua campaign with this one right here. But it's something different. Shoot, we got 50 billion Iron Men with different versions of different colors. So I'm an owner of Neon Tech, so really I shouldn't be talking too much about it.
So you think, Second Brother, it would have went over better right now, especially because of all the hype on Keaton with the Flash movie. If they went Keaton route with this, you think? Yeah. I think I agree with you.
Most definitely.
Let me pull this up onto the screen as I go to Lane over here from Blue Tattoo saying, wait till the Flash comes out. Who knows what characters from the multiverse will pop up? It's a great point. We don't know. Then maybe Hot Toys will drop more. They don't have to label it 100th anniversary. No, that's true. And Lane, I'm actually we're getting a lot of Batman teases. No Flash from the actual
I can't imagine why.
Show, but
I can't imagine why. There's a reason we have the marketing focus.
But listen, Lane, are you getting this figure? Did you RSVP?
No. Well, I did RSVP it. It looks like Bale Batman before he went out one night, sat down and watched Batman Forever, and then decided to spray paint the sonar suit like colors on his mask that night because he thought it looked cool. But usually, honestly, I'm usually a fairly negative person. Lael's had to listen to me a couple of times complain about or carry out about stuff. But the one thing I'll say with these or the Wonder Woman is that yes, obviously they're reusing stuff and everything. However, I look at also the plus for it is that we know what these suits are capable of. We know like the X-19 is well made. The Wonder Woman, now obviously the head sculpt, we don't know exactly with the Wonder Woman. We'll have to see how that comes out. But the body for that figure is well made. So while I know we a lot of times usually see reissue 2.0 using the same stuff, whatever, it usually causes us to sometimes have a reflex of it. But I mean, even the clone troopers, we know that the bodies most of the time and the suit, the armors and stuff like that are going to work. That they're going to work and be fun to use. Even though this, I admit, maybe DX19, I could have thought other Batman other than this one, since this one got released not too long ago, they could have used. But this is the DX19. You know what the figure's capable of. It's fairly well. It's well made already. So maybe yes, it's bluish parts of the DX19. That doesn't mean it's terrible though, because you know if you're going to get this at the same time what to expect, and you know what you're going to get. It's not like where they put a figure out we've never seen before, and you're going to be waiting 2 years and you don't know 100% of what you're going to get. Like, you know, the Ahsokas. You know, we got the 2.0 Ahsoka. Some of the things had problems with the arms. It looked good, but it had issues. That was a new body, new type. You know, so sometimes kind of having at least an idea of what you should be getting already is not the worst thing, especially for a limited run figure and everything, where these are ones, if you want to, I mean, if you're thinking about getting the Batman with the new Bat cycle, you don't want necessarily another $300, $400 Batman kind of popping in your face all of a sudden. This is one, if you really like the look to it, you're going to want to try and get it, and you're going to be all in for it. Or you may know, for a friend, or if we have some other else, you might enter it to help them get it because they're very excited for it. While you may have your eye. This is the good thing where we're talking about there are 16 Batman. You have choice on what you want to get, That can be a good and bad time.
That is a good thing. You could get
you can find what you want. You can find what you want. It's not we've got
there was
King Batmans and that's it.
There was a time, and Lael, I'm going to go to you with this because there was a time, when I was getting into this hobby. I remember a time where people are like, "Man, we're missing that character," or I wish I can get this version. There's not enough. I would rather have that. Now you're kind of like, they're getting to a point where you can get anything you imagine or what you really want. That doesn't mean that you got to get everything. By all means, if you want to and you got the means to get it, absolutely. But now Lane brings up a great point. If you don't want to get everything, but you want to get some specific items, you kind of have a little bit more of a menu, if you will, like in a restaurant, my man, or in a catalog to pick out what you want. I find that to be a good thing. What do you say?
No, it is a good thing. It's, again, bro, like I said, we talk about this all the time. Like we've been talking about it, like, just a level of innovation. And it all depends on the company and how, if they listen, if they choose to listen. Because honestly, bro, we give them ideas. We do. We give them ideas. They're not going to sell the product without us. I'm honest. It literally, bro, word of mouth goes far. And they have to listen to everything or not. They don't have to they can listen. They don't have to do anything, but I damn well know that they are listening. And it's like, they might be on to something. This could work. This might be an opportunity to do something. So everything that you've dreamed about and thought of, there's a possibility that we might or could have it. It's just in due time. It's a due process. We just have to wait and see, what they choose to do going forward. When I look at this Batman, even though I know I'm not going to get it, it's not for me. Like, I'm very selective about the figures that I get. And right now we have to be selective with so much stuff that's dropping right now, so much stuff that's on the horizon. But again, you're right. Your point is that we are in a space where anything is possible. Anything could happen. I just wish that they would really, like, put it this way. I'll say this. Everybody who was complaining about the lack of DC love, you got it now. You got it now. You're getting a whole bunch of DC love, man. And you've gotten it within the past couple of weeks. All these Batman figures that have actually dropped, hell, they've pretty much dropped the entire line from Flash without even dropping a Flash figure yet. Or, you know what I mean? The Supergirl figure yet. They haven't done any of that. You know what I mean? It's all been about Batman, but it's a smart move because they know it's a cash grab and they can get it. And they know a lot of people will jump on that bandwagon. So, it is what it is, bro. I just hope that I hope they're smart about it because there's more than just Batman in DC, man. Like, literally, there is more. It's crazy that, bro, Superman is pretty much, bro, like the pinnacle of what it is to be a DC. Like, yes, that's it. Superman is DC.
He is.
But again, maybe we'll see it once we see Superman Legacy. maybe like we'll see more of that fleshed out then. But I don't know. It's like Batman gets the most love, but I guess it's a smart move because it is a popular character. But we just have to wait and see, man. That's the only thing I can actually say. We got to wait and see. Listen, Aries, I got to pop off, bro, because I had to get ready. I got to go upstairs, drink, eat, and get ready and prep before this next show. But man, thanks for having me, bro. As always, next Monday, I will try to be on time and schedule shit early. Man, I swear to God.
Look, I always appreciate you, brother. I know how busy. Listen, you guys got to all subscribe to this man, Lael. He's a good friend of mine. He has a great channel. I have always the link to the 16thScaleMan, as well as everybody in here, in the video description below. Go ahead and make sure you show him the love and do that. Lael, absolutely. Go get ready for your show, baby. Always appreciate you in here in the cantina, my man.
Bro, I definitely appreciate, you having me as always, bro. Like I said, it's always a pleasure being here amongst so many individuals and everybody. Like everybody on here is just like marquee. Some of the dopest individuals out there, man. Like, all friends. I'm just happy to be amongst all of them. So again, if you haven't subscribed to everybody here on this channel, make sure that you do so, please. And don't forget, Astro Mouse is coming to a we will actually see it soon. Hey, Astro Mouse, I'm gonna keep.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something later.
Yeah,
get ready for across the mouse verse. Gotcha.
Yeah, you know it.
Man.
Nah, it's a joke.
Hell yeah, man. Love y'all. I love everybody. I love collecting. This is what it's all about. We have these discussions, and without these figures dropping and being in this space, we wouldn't have much to talk about. But hell, even when we don't agree, we agree on one thing, and that collecting is what it's all about.
Heck yeah.
And I love y'all to death, man. I love this community, and let's keep it rolling. Talk to y'all later on, man.
All right, brother.
Later on.
Peace out.
Later, man.
So we're gonna pivot here and make sure everybody you smash that like button. Are we at 100 likes yet? All you got to do, besides believe, is just pause, strike a pose, use your thumb, use your finger. Let's all smash the like button right now in unison. Let's get to 100 likes faster than the damn Flash and make history here. Anyway, do appreciate the support. Costa, going to you. We're going to pivot now. We talked about Wonder Woman. We talked about all these Batmen. Now we've got to talk about maybe the possibility of all these Skywalkers.
I knew this was coming. Look at that smile, baby. It's getting wider.
And who is that on the screen?
Oh my God.
Mark Hamill. Costa, let's look. I pointed this out on my show that I put out yesterday. And, I've been kind of out. It's so busy. And I've missed it here for a couple of weeks. But I've been able to squeeze out a couple of pre-recorded market shows. And I put one out yesterday. And I pointed out to some people, because everyone's like, Aries, which one do you like better? It's so hard. And shout out to Brother Cousins, who's not able to be here, but in the chat, I mentioned him earlier. I watched his review on this figure, looked at some of the reviews and pictures out there, got the picture up. Aries, which one do you like better? Which I have this pre-ordered, so I didn't get my shipping notification. The deluxe one, not the waitlisted collector one. I have the DX 23 in a box, just have not gotten to open it yet. But here's the thing. This is the same head sculpt, baby. We've been talking about reuses, clever painting. It's two different figures, but it's the same tooling. Costa, what do you think about that?
I'm fine with it, especially when you have different hair pieces to put on top. That does change. It changes the look of the figure. I also have the Mando Luke in a box over there somewhere. And this one is, it's been pre-ordered for a while. So I have no problem with them reusing a head sculpt that goes with the era of the figure, like the Empire, like this face. I mean, with this hair, it looks great. And it fits it. And the Mando Luke hair is different. And this comes with two sets of hair pieces. and you can use the other hair pieces from the older Lukes to put on this. So there are just so many ways.
Can you use like the DX07?
I think, yeah, I think you can. I think somebody, yeah. So
because I got that. I got
not
the
that I don't know about the DX07, but I do know the Empire. You know, the Jedi one with the hair is just like flowing in the wind. Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for this Bespin figure. I was in a bidding war yesterday for a DX07 because with like 5 minutes left, it was still at like $300, and I was like, oh, but then it went pew, 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 pew.
Did it go up?
Yeah, but it only went around. I think it was like 450, which is
understandable. I would think with this first coming out, but honestly, that's still pretty high for. Surprising.
Well, what the DX07?
Yeah, did it have the?
It had everything. It was brand new. It wasn't even touched.
Did it? Was it the deluxe one with the Vader?
Yeah,
thing,
yeah.
Or?
It had the Vader helmet too. Yeah.
It's cheap.
That is cheap.
Yeah, I was about to say that was even at 450. That was cheap.
Yeah.
But I like when this was announced. I like in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get the deluxe, and then I'm gonna get a couple of the regulars, because then I can make my own battle damaged, and then my own Dagobah, because you get the Dagobah base. It's nothing fancy, but it's still a Dagobah base, and then you can get, you can make 3 different versions of Luke out of this like one figure, which maybe they will, like with us talking about them reusing stuff, maybe they reuse this. You never know. Maybe they reuse it and you get a little Yoda in a backpack. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, I'm fine with if it's a good head sculpt, you can use it. If it's in the same the same time frame, and it looks like the character in that time frame, it's fine.
Yeah, Mike Latorre says, Costa, he says, I hear people saying the Luke sculpt is different, Aries. Now, I don't think that's true, Mike, but it goes to show you, though, Costa, how freaking good of a job the paint applications do. I'm almost 100% positive, guys. This is the same damn head sculpt.
Damn, sound backwards.
We'll get to see it soon. Like as soon as this comes home, you're gonna
I saw like
both of them and put them together.
Anthony, let me pivot to you. Good thoughts there, Costa. I seen videos of like both of the head sculpts like put side by side, and both of the versions of like the Mando one and this one. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have them both in hand. I already have the Mando one. I'm waiting for this one to come in. Dude,
yeah, I don't have mine yet, but I don't think they're the same sculpt, dude. Like,
really?
I don't think they're identical head sculpts. No.
Oh, well, that would make sense.
But that's I don't have
would
it
hope.
though. So I think, but just by looking at that and looking at my Mando sculpt,
it's good.
Unless my eyes are different, dude. I see a whole different head sculpt. So I don't know.
So you're thinking it's not just paint then? If it is,
no, I think
paint,
it's a different sculpt.
Wonder.
It's subtle, but it's different. Yeah, I mean, don't quote me, but I think it's a different fucking head sculpt, man. I really do, since they dropped that. Because I remember when they dropped it last year, like April 20 something, right? Because it was like a week or so before May 4th. And I looked at it then too and compared it to Mando. And I remember even then, like over a year ago, people were like, "Oh, it's the same." I'm like, I don't think it is, dude. I don't think they use the same exact. I don't. But I don't know yet. I don't have mine in hand yet.
I'm gonna have to do that when I get it in hand. Go ahead, go Costa.
I was about to say it's tough because I'm looking at it, and between what's on screen here and what I have on screen here, the hair makes this look sweaty. Like he's just fought Vader, but then the hair is different on the Mando Luke. But if you, I don't know, it looks similar, but then it could all be the head pieces.
I think it looks like to me, it looks like the Mando Luke sculpt was maybe the basis for this one.
Yeah.
That looks nothing like him.
Yeah, maybe because Hawk Wars is in here. Shout out to Ray.
Yeah, I'm
He's
just,
like-
I'm
he
just,
said it's
I
not
don't
the
know.
same sculpt.
Saying
Is
it's
it-
not
oh
the
yeah,
same
you
sculpt.
put the Jedi head skull, the hair
Well,
on it,
I mean,
right?
we could take the hair off too, though, and just look at the face.
Well, here's
I
a
mean,
guy.
Yeah, he
and-
looks a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shouting out to Ray and look, I got my freaking chrome plated Mando, which I haven't opened yet, guys, from the Hawk Wars toys with the 2 stickers and the comic book and the double box. He does an awesome job. Shout out to Ray in here. Highly recommend Ray. And Brother Cousin says I'll be right there. Now wait a minute. Maybe he knows Jay because didn't he? He has them both.
He just got.
He has them
He's
both,
got them
yeah.
both. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthony, you don't got them yet, but now you're making me think maybe that's why the paid apps are so good because it's not the same sculpt, so that's why it looks so much
Yeah, I
different.
think,
So
yeah,
maybe
exactly.
you're right.
No. Yeah, and shout out to Ray too, because that's probably where I'm going to get my Bespin from, because he's definitely coming. Like this is a no brainer for me. But no, I think they're different. I think they're different.
You know,
Seriously.
it's just I feel like the community has said for so long that we've just been saying, "Hey, it's the same sculpt." Maybe it's not. I can't wait to hear from Jay on it. Go, Lane.
I think it is. I think the Mando look was the basis for this one, but I definitely can see where in some of the lines around like the mouth and stuff, where it definitely is a little bit different than the Mando.
Now, you don't think that would be paint apps? But I guess it can't.
No, I can't see. The problem is we've never had a perfect Mark Hamill facial sculpt for any Luke Skywalker. Like
no, but
ever.
this is damn. This is
I
damn
think
close.
this is the closest to him in Empire Strikes Back, or like that age range that Mark Hamill was back in the early 1980 to 83 range. But I see a little bit in some of, especially like to me above the like where the eyebrow ring, the upper part of the head, under where the forehead, I kind of see a little bit of the minute. But we're also talking about the same guy, even though one is a based off computer DH version. So that might well, it might just be our eyes playing tricks on us, depending on how we're looking at it.
That's what I'm saying too. Like Anthony might be right.
Yeah,
I think it could actually be the shadowing or the paint, and
yeah.
I mean, you gotta. I guess when you look at them side by side, I guess what I got to do is I got to be able to put aside the color and the shading and just look at these.
You might need to take the head.
Just look
like
at the
hair
clay
off.
and say, hey,
yeah,
all right, are the bumps and all the curvatures, and I think Jay is probably going to know I
would say it doesn't matter. It looks great. That's what matters. It looks great.
Well, brother, second brother, do you have this yet in hand?
No, I don't.
What do you think about which one do you think you're going to like better if you have the other one in hand?
Actually, you say I have the DX07 right here.
Okay, let me blow you up, baby. Let me blow you up.
And I'm itching. I'm itching to get my hands on a new one.
Dude, you're going to keep that though, right? Because I'm keeping.
Hell yes. Oh yes. No, and even the improvements that they made, the figure to me personally is too clean. Is entirely too clean. I think they should have roughed it up. Someone out there did a battle damage. They battle damaged theirs. It looks excellent. It looks a whole lot better. But I would definitely get them and put them side by side when this one comes, whenever time that it comes, it's already paid for. But I can't turn my back on the DX07 for this, because DX07 still holds a place. And even when you get, and for owners of the DX07, and when they get this one, we're going to be like spending a lot of time making a comparison between the two and studying and looking at it and taking photos of it and turning it at every angle to see that, does it still hold up? I think the DX07 holds up.
Well, look, second brother here. Red in the ledger says you're gonna put the new sculpt on the old DX07. I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna actually try it and see if it'll see what it looks like. What do you think?
Yeah, if you're safe and for the battle, also for the battle damage version, and you can put that head sculpt on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to try my head and look at it.
That would work.
I think it would work.
I think it would work, but you know, it's like one of those things. You just have to get it in hand to see. It's hard for me to try to make a judgment on this. I know initially when it came out, I was a little ticked about it. It was like because the DX07 was a grail for me that I searched for at least 3 years. And like 3 years every day on eBay until I woke up in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and somebody had one at a good price and I scooped it up. So, and then the person had a good conversation with the seller, and he was like, "Hey, I just want to make sure this thing goes to a good home." And man, it was like new in the box. But to answer your question, I just can't wait to get it in the hand to do the comparison between the two.
Yeah,
maybe the experimentation. You know,
I'm the same boat. I don't know which one I'm gonna like better. And Anthony, I'm gonna go to you here now with this. I don't know. I don't know which am I allowed to say that I'm not going to choose, because obviously Empire Strikes Back means a lot to me, and obviously what Filoni and Favreau did on the Mandalorian season 2 finale means a lot to me. I'm just freaking glad that we're getting Luke's now. I feel like that these are so superior than what we got with the Return of the Jedi, bro. But what are your thoughts on that? On what you think of this and comparing it to the Mando Luke? But I also want your thoughts, because you got me really freaking intrigued. What if these are two different sculpts, which I think would be phenomenal? Which one would they use for Return of the Jedi 40th? Because I really think we're going to get one, bro. Because this is going to be gone. The Luke one's going to be gone, and these sold so well. And I think we're going to get another one. But I kind of dig into new sculpts, but I don't know which one's better. I know I said a lot there, but go, baby. Go, baby.
Well, I guess, the first thing is there's no wrong way to collect, man. So, of course, you like DX07. You like this. You keep them both. You like Mando Luke. I get it. Not everybody's going to get every Luke, but that's what's cool about collecting. People get what they like. If you like all these, you're gonna get them all. I don't think there's a difference. I don't know anybody so far that has a DX07 that wants to get rid of their DX07 necessarily and just keep this one, right? Because they're different. They are different figures. You know, they're still DX07 is still the first Star Wars hot toy. You know, it's still special. It's still the 2-pack with the weather vane. Yeah, it's showing its age, but what? It's okay. A lot of the stuff is, you know, if you love it, you love it. That's all that matters, in my opinion. But as far as what's better, it's subjective, dude. What's better to you? I don't have this one yet in hand, but this Mando Luke is probably I think it's the best Luke they've put out so far, as from a technical standpoint, right? Maybe not my favorite Luke moment, right? But that's not what we're talking about. You know, I'm talking just as a technical standpoint. This Mando Luke is a really good hot toy. The figure is awesome. So I believe this is going to be the same. I just don't have this one in hand to really, you know, compare. But I wouldn't even compare, because they're both, I think he's going to be awesome anyway. And it's Empire. Yeah. It's just Empire. It's what we grew up with. So I don't know, man. It's kind of a tough, you know, thing to talk about, because it's, if you want it, you're gonna get it, right? And but I get it though. But to your point though, I don't know if they're gonna do a Jedi Luke, dude. I don't know, because we're kind of lacking this year on Return of the Jedi.
I know, it's
we
like
still
we
have
know
like,
we're gonna
a whole
get
year.
Yeah, we know we're gonna get a lot more Batmans, but we don't know if we're gonna get.
I know, right?
You're right.
Tons of Batman. I'm just saying, I don't know. Like that 3PO is fucking awesome, and so is the Vader, of course. Yeah. We'd love to see more, but will they do it too? Because like there's 3 Lukes now in stock. So that's, you know, we still have Snowspeeder Luke in stock, Mando Luke's in stock, Bespin now in stock. I wonder how that's going to perform. I would love to see another one, but I don't know if it's for me though. I don't even know if I would get it because I've got Return of the Jedi Luke, and then I got the deluxe version that came out a couple years later. It's tough, man. I don't know. I don't know if they'll do one.
I don't know, but I feel like with these sculpts, I get excited on what they could do with Luke's. Good thoughts there.
I agree.
Hawk Wars says, yes, Mario. And Mario's in here. Shout out to El Professoro. Good to have Mario in here for sure. Says 128 in here. Only 83 likes. Hit that like button. Let's go, everybody.
We get to 100 likes.
Let's get to 100 likes, guys. Just pause and hit it. But and while you're doing that, I think possibly the Hot Toys Wizard, or is it the Space Pip, has come into the cantina. Jay, what's up, baby?
What's up? How y'all doing? How you doing, brother Aries and the rest of the family?
Come on.
Y'all look great. You look amazing. Looks
Well,
good on all you.
Listen, you look good, man. But you know what really looks good, dude? That freaking Bespin Luke that we were talking about. So listen here, we were kind of going under the assumption. Remember when the Bespin Luke came out?
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, or a lot of people were saying, same head sculpt as the Mando Luke, the Bespin Luke.
Yeah.
But now it's, I know you got them both, right? You've already looked at both.
Yeah.
Is it the same head sculpt or not?
Okay, so it's kind of hard because it's kind of hard to tell. And it really is. Like I've been doing this shit looking at them all day, and it's kind of hard. But I'll be honest with you, what I'm looking at, and I think Lane was on to something. I think it's the eyes. It's practically damn near the same sculpt, but there's minor changes in the eyes and the mouth. That's what it is. It's very minor changes in the eyes and the mouth, but Anthony is right. They are different. It's just, it could be the same sculpt. It could be how it's painted. The mouth on the Bespin Luke, it looks like his mouth is kind of puckered out. It's like he's almost about to say a word. It looks like a little bit if you look close at the mouth on it. Whereas the mouth on the Mando Luke is more closed. So am I looking at it right? Yes, it's more closed. And there's something. Yeah, it's a difference.
I promise they're different.
It's a different sculpt.
There's subtleties.
It's very subtle. They're almost alike, but it's different.
Jay, so let me ask you a question, Jay. I don't know if you would know this. So I'm thinking, Anthony, from what Jay's saying, it's probably going to be hard because he's been looking at it all day to figure this out. It's probably going to be hard for us to figure it out. Let's say if Lane is onto something and Lane actually, they did change a little bit. Is that a whole retool, or is it just maybe, gosh, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, like a cavity or something?
No, I know what you're going for, and
you know what I'm going for, Anthony?
They would still have to run it. They'd still have to run it through production because I know what you mean. You could be like, "Well, I've got this sculpt here. Let me just kind of, all right, it's different. Let's roll." No, because they still got to roll through it and produce it. Right. So now maybe the sculptor did that.
Yeah.
But then the sculpt has to go through.
Yeah.
The production process. So the manufacturing. So no, it's all new. So I'm sure Hot Toys has a bunch of 2 very similar looking heads out, being produced there. It's just it is different, dude. But like our eyes see Luke.
Yeah, Hulk.
So of course we're like, oh, it looks the
Ray
same.
hit it on the head. Seems like Bespin Luke is more baby faced and Mando is a little bit more older Luke. Yeah. And I think that's done whether it be paint or sculpt. That I think the way the eyes are is totally different. That was the red herring for me, is the eyes. I'm like, okay, the eyes look different here. He looks still more youthful. It's almost practically the same sculpt, but the eyes look more youthful in the Bespin.
He's like 6 or 7. I mean, Luke in the return in Bespin time, he's like 22 years old because there's 4 years between seeing him being 18 and he's 22, and by the time we see him in Mando, he's like 29, 30-ish
30,
inch range time frame. But the one thing I say from looking at this and looking at that head sculpt and everything, because even though I know we had Second Brother pulling out his old DX07, is something that Brother Cousins talked about on another stream the other day, which that this was a necessary update to the DX07. Doesn't replace it, as I think if I remember, Cousins, you commented, because and even though, guys, they're the same, leaving out like one costume's dirtier than the other. I'm leaving that out of the thing because they're still the same overalls and the look. They're still all that's the same. That's why I don't think we have to look at this Bespin Luke modern as a quote replacement for the DX7.
Yes,
because one had two figures. One's, okay, they share the head, Luke head, and the Vader mask. That's the one thing. But leaving that out, totally different bases. Even the more weathered versus more clean look helps differentiate them from each other. So you have to look at them, even though they're the same time frame, look at them as two separate figures. And one just has more modern technology to it. This head sculpt, to me, at least for the kind of battle damage messed up, like after the first part of their fight kind of version of him, looks better than that Luke, like the head sculpt and everything. Now, where he's kind of cut up a little bit and bloody and stuff, that's kind of different because that's a different look than this one, So I consider this for the one of the two Lukes in the DX07.
And I think what it's going to come down to is a couple of things here with this release. One, it's not going to replace the DX07, and then two, the other thing is if you go back and look, I watched Empire 3 times, paused it, look at pictures of the outfit of the press principal photography photos of Mark Hamill in the costume and everything. Neither one, DX07 or this one, is completely accurate. This one, famously, everybody knows that this one is lacking.
3.0, we need it right now. I'm calling it. Hot Toys, get on it.
Yeah, it's lacking the weathering. The older one is too baggy. This one is a little too tight. They're doing this for a reason. And all I'm thinking is, my third thing, we've seen this before. We've seen Hot Toys pull this shit before. Sorry, because I was thinking about it all day. I'm looking at Battle Damage Thanos, and you know what we got before Battle Damage Thanos? We got a Thanos that was completely clean. So I'm saying we're gonna get a Battle Damage Bespin Luke. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off, but they're selling us two separate figures. And that's how they're going to keep that. And that's how they're going to keep DX07. DX07 is still going to keep its grail potential and all that other stuff, because it is, even though I'm seeing the price go down on it, the price is plummeting.
Yeah, it's going down.
It's going down, but it's still at that 500-ish mark, depending on what condition it is. But they're going to sell, they're setting us up to get another figure. That's what's going on.
Jay, you have to wonder, baby. You're jumping in here. Is this what they call you?
They call him the Wizard.
Sometimes.
So, Jay, listen, I want to stick with you here as we're getting close to ending the show here. I really appreciate you bumping in.
Thank you.
I am so stoked. I'm getting this figure. I have the Luke Mando one, and I got to open it. Which one is better in your view? I feel like it's so hard. I mean, because I'm looking at the pictures I look at. Is it like I asked Anthony before? Is it safe to say that you can't choose, and they could both just have their place?
The easiest thing is to get both, and let's be honest. There's going to be a lot of people out there that's not going to be able to get both. So it's a couple of questions you have to ask yourself. One, are you more of an old school Luke fan, or are you more of a Mando fan? Which moment did you enjoy the most? Which moment do you emotionally connect with the most? Him in the original trilogy and Empire Strikes Back, which happens to be my favorite Star Wars movie, or that emotional moment at the end of 2020 after a horrendous, horrible year that we had, we get this ray of hope, this ray of light of Luke Skywalker coming in to save the day and taking Grogu and then removing his helmet and that lovely, wonderful moment. Does that stick with you now? I'll be honest with you. That moment sticks with me more. This is why I have Mando Luke, because
it does stick with me, baby. But yes, it does.
But when they talk about figures, going to the figures, and I'm sorry to be long with it, but when you're talking about the figures themselves, I think people are going to have more. I think this is what I'll say. They both work alone. You can have only, let's say, one person. You want a gift idea for a person that's a Star Wars fan, never heard of Hot Toys before, but they love the OT, they love Luke. You get them that Bespin Luke, and you put them on the LED stand. It's beautiful. It works by itself. It's a good representation of Star Wars. Here's the other thing, though. You get Mando Luke. You have him like my dear brother has him in a DTOF with that cheesy cardboard. It works. You have him coming through those doors with the lightsaber and the hood on. Oh my God, it looks amazing. I have to say, I think Mando Luke is probably the best value. I think collectors will have more fun with that. It's a good, as Anthony said, it's a good hot toy. I think people would have a lot more fun with that than the Bespin Luke. The Bespin Luke, honestly, you put him on the stand, you put the gun in his hand, he looks good. Or you can have him fighting, or you can have him fighting Vader. It looks good. But I don't know. I'm feeling that I think people would like the costume better, the costuming on Luke, because he's a Jedi master at this point. And with that hood on, and then you get the bashed up Dark Trooper and everything. I think it's a more fun figure for people. So if I gotta say which one's better, I hate saying it, but I think Mando Luke may be the one that's a little better. This DX25 puts collectors in a weird, it puts us in a weird position. For the people that have the DX07, it's like, well, shit, my DX07 is a grail, but should I just pull the head off and put it on my DX7, or what do I do? And then for the people that don't have DX07, it's like, damn, this looks good, but that suit ain't accurate. So it's a weird, and they know what they're doing. They did this on purpose. So, but yeah, there it is. I think Mando Luke is probably the funner figure out of the two.
You know what, Jay? I can't wait to find out, and putting this up with the $10 drop from Ray at Hawk Wars Toys, making me spill my damn coffee. Between this super chat and Costa saying tonight, are we going to get maybe a drop or an announcement tonight? I'm doing this, man. Costa, really? Are we going to get something? What would we get tonight, baby? Star Wars or DC or more Batman? Another Christian Bale. You're on mute if you're talking.
Star Wars.
No, he pressed a perfect unmute. That was perfect. So not another Christian Bale Batman for Mafia. I know he would really dig it.
No, I'm good. I'm good. We'll probably get another one, but I'm good.
I think we're gonna get Superman. I think we're gonna get another Superman. So
that'd
the
be
entire
freaking lame.
No.
Listen, well, let me read this first.
Superman would be lame. Did you just say that?
No, I said lame, not lame. Oh, no, believe me.
It sounded like you said Superman would be lame.
And no, heck no. He's my favorite superhero.
I'm like Aries. Then I was just about
no. It's just lame.
The Hot Toy Wizard to send some lightning at your butt or something.
Anyway, good. Thank you, Ray, so much. Says 6 Scale Raw Crew. Great show tonight, as usual. Aries, thanks for all your work and all you do. Much appreciated there for that super chat there. Hawk Wars and Ray, thank you so much, guys. This has been a great show. This has been absolutely amazing, and it's great to be back talking about Wonder Woman. For those coming in late, make sure you guys and gals go ahead and rewatch that. We talked about the 100th Batman as well. That sculpted hair, Jay, on the Wonder Woman. Ooh, baby. We talked about that, bro. I mean, it's just awesome. Talking about DX 24 and 25 Luke. Look, make sure you guys subscribe to everybody in here. This is how I do it. So, listen, Pop Culture Living Room, the link to Costa's channel is in the video description below. Please go ahead and show him the love and subscribe to him right now. Absolutely. Right below him and diagonal here, my man Anthony, the Six Scale Mafia. So great to have you in here, bro. Make sure you guys also, absolutely, subscribe to him. Jay, as well. Brother Cousins Toy Reviews. Look, I got the links to both of those guys right here. Always on my live shows in the video description below. Make sure you subscribe to these guys. And if you'd like to, I'll send you some spotchka through the airwaves. You can subscribe to the Six Scale Cantina as well. But good having you in here, guys. This was a great show tonight.
Yeah, it was fun, man. It's good to be
Fantastic.
Here. Likewise.
So listen, this is what we're going to do. And I still say this is coming. And no, I'm not going to play that clip. But I'll play this clip. I don't always buy spotchka out, but when I do, I buy it at Six Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends.
Have a good night, everybody.
All right. But this is the last time.